Um, this title of the video, this video is going to be entitled "Let It Go." This video is going to be entitled "Let It Go." Just live your life. Thank you, jhondaanalyst. I'm gonna be real candid with y'all. I'm gonna keep it real, man. Honestly, I'm gonna try to keep it real the best way I can. The reason why I titled this video called "Let It Go" is because just recently I was thinking about I was thinking about a situation that happened to me many years ago when I was a little boy. Many years ago. And I know it might sound strange and crazy, but I'm gonna keep it real. Because like I said before, this is my channel, and if you don't like what I have to say, please get the fuck off. I'm not doing this for any praise, no accolades, man. I'm doing this for venting reasons, for venting purposes. Now back to the subject at hand. There was a situation that happened to me when I was a little boy. I don't want to, mention no names, but it was this young girl. She was a black girl, and she was a, she was a, she was a. How I met her was through my sibling, through my sister. Kind of found out my sister and her mother were friends at the time, and I met her as well. And let's just say that the girl that I've met, she was willing to help me out with my math problem. She was willing to help me out with my homework as far as mathematics. Now, mind you, this girl was very pretty. She was smart, and I didn't want her to know how bad I was in math. I was very ashamed. I was very fucking ashamed. You know what I'm saying? And I remember a long time ago, she asked me, I never forget it, she asked me, why didn't I come to her house so she can tutor me in my math? And I couldn't say anything. You want to know why I couldn't say anything? Because I was ashamed. I was super ashamed, man. I couldn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want her to know how bad I was when it came to math, because I thought that she was going to look at me differently. And I missed my opportunity with that, man. Because like I said before, she was pretty, she was smart, and for the most part, she reminded me of Topanga. She reminds me of a black version of Topanga. Like she was a black version of Topanga. Like that show Boy Meets World. I was the Corey. I ain't gonna lie, I was the Corey type, and she was the Topanga type. But I just couldn't express my words because I was ashamed. I didn't want her to know how bad I was in math. And also, here's another kicker too. There's another reason why I was withdrawn. Man, like I said before, I'm gonna keep it candid with you. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it really real. Okay, another reason why I was withdrawn was because kind of found out my sibling, my other sibling, kind of found out that my sibling shot and she murdered her stepfather's friend. I'll say it again. My sibling, I'm gonna say it. My kind of found out my brother got into it with her stepfather's friend, and my brother, she murdered her stepfather's friend at the time. And that was a very big deal. And that's why I withdrawn from myself. That's why I withdrawn from a lot of people, because I didn't want anything to pop off. Because think about it. What if I would have went over to her people's house and her stepfather found out that her stepfather found out that I was related to the guy that shot and she murdered his friend? That wouldn't have been a bad look. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I withdrawn from her. So not because of her, but because of me and the situation that went down with my brother. And that's why I try to separate myself from her. I felt bad. I really felt bad. I felt fucking guilty. I looked like a fucking sad dog when that situation went down. I really did. And I wanted to get to know her too, man. Like I said, she was a pretty girl, man. And I ain't gonna lie too, man. I ain't gonna lie. That girl was built. She was built for her age, man. And I also knew that she was a cool girl. Like deep down, I knew she was cool because she wanted to help me. She literally wanted to help me with my schoolwork, with my math homework, but I didn't have the courage to do it because number one, I was ashamed, and number two, it was my ego. I was full of pride and full of ego, and plus I was ashamed. I didn't want her to know how bad I was in math, and also it was and also the situation that went down with my brother and her stepfather. I didn't want no problems with that. I didn't want no motherfucking problems with that, man. So that's why I was withdrawn from her. And to this day I still feel guilty. And I understand and I understand people would say, "Oh man, you trying to look for closure, man? Don't look for closure, man. Closure is full of shit. Just go on ahead and move on with your life and all that stuff." She move on with hers and all that. She's already moved on. You should do the same thing. And you're right. You're totally right. You're totally right. But like deep down in my heart, I still want to make amends because think about it. What if I see her one day? Then what? What if I see her one day? Then what? What will I say? It's like my heart is saying, yeah, go on ahead, man. Go ahead and just try to make amends. If she don't forgive you, so be it, man. As long as you forgive yourself in the process. But my mind is saying differently. My mind is saying, man, nah, man, fuck that shit, man. She's already living her life. She doing her thing. So you do you and let her do her, man. Just leave that shit alone. So now I'm confused. My heart and my mind is telling me two different things. And if that's the case, I might as well just leave it alone because I only do things when my heart and my brain is on the same page. If they're not on the same page, I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm not going to continue on with it. But long story short, she moved on. She got married. I think she's married to a woman or whatever. Married to a female. I think she's a part of the LBGTQ community, and that's all good. That's her prerogative. What I'm saying? She living her life. And I got to live mine. But I just, the main reason why I'm talking about this is because the main reason why I'm talking about this is because I was doing some self-reflection. I was reflecting on the things that I've done right and what I've done wrong. And that right there, what I just mentioned in the video, it still plagues me to this day. It still fucking plagues me to this day, man. It really does. Even though I know I moved on for the most part, it still plagues me to this day. And I deep down, I'm not trying to look for closure. I just want to make amends. I want to make amends with the old girl, but I know she's not going to hear. I know she don't want to hear it, so that's all good. I'm just doing this for me. What I'm saying? I'm trying to, forgive myself. I want to forgive myself, man. I really do. And I already have. Deep down, I already forgiven myself, but I just want to make amends anyway. Because you want to know why? Because deep down, I give a damn. Unlike most of these motherfuckers that's out here in this world don't care, at least I do. I give a fuck. I give a fuck. I really do. I give a fuck, man. I don't want to hurt people intentionally. That's never been me. I never wanted to hurt people intentionally. I'm not that type of guy. I never did want to hurt people intentionally just because I want to. What type of shit is that, man? I'm not that type of guy, man. I'm not that type of guy. Deep down, I'm not. I may be shy, I may be withdrawn, but I don't want to hurt people intentionally. Like I want to do what I want to do and all that. No, I'm not that type of guy at all. Hell no. But in this, but in this particular situation, man, I just feel bad. What I'm saying? I feel bad. But if she doesn't want to forgive me, that's all good. As long as I forgive myself as long as I forgive myself for the most part, that's all that matters. That's all that fucking matters. But I realized that, it's best to let it go. Let go of the past and move on because you don't want to have any setbacks. And I refuse to be set back. I refuse to be set back on the things that I've done in the past, man. I think about all the great people who, like, for example, like Malcolm X. When he was young, he did a lot of bad things, but guess what? He repaired himself. He self-improved, and he became a better version of himself before he died. And that's what I want to be. I want to be a person like Malcolm X, man, who was able to let go of the past and rebuild himself up into the better version of himself. And I remember one of his favorite sayings. He used to say, "Know thyself and do for self." He used to say that. He used to say, "Know thyself and do for self." And he got that quote from Socrates, because even Socrates said, "Know thyself." And then Malcolm X added some more to it: "Know thyself and do for self." But overall, I want to be like that, man. I want to be a person to just, you know, continue to improve, continue to self improve, and to let go of the past. And even though I have right now, but I'm just making this video. I'm just making this little video about this little tad bit that's been bothering me for half of my life. About the situation that went down between me and old girl. And like I said before, if she's listening right now, man, it wasn't you. Of course, it was me. It was my ego. It was my pride. I said I didn't want you. I didn't want her to find. I didn't want you or her to find out that I was bad in math, and also the situation that went down between my brother and your stepfather. I didn't want things to jump off. So if she's listening right now, man, I just hope that she could find it in her heart to forgive me. But if she doesn't, that's okay. That's all good. As long as I forgive myself, man, that's all that matters. And that's all I got to say about that, man. That's all I got to say. Before I end this video, a while back I was listening to this song called "Live Your Life" by T.I. and Rihanna. It's called "Live Your Life," and in my honest opinion, my interpretation of the song is all about living your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about what other people have to say. Don't worry about the naysayers. As long as you're living your life, as long as you're accomplishing your dreams and your goals, that's all that matters. As long as you live your life to the fullest, and as long as you're not bothering people in the process, that's all that matters. Just live your life, man. And I know that sounds cliche. I know it sounds like a old cliche, but it's true though, man. Because I realize you only have one life to live, and you better enjoy it. And like jhondaanalyst say, he will always say, "You're only here for a short time, not a long time. So you better make it count." Thank you so much, jhondaanalyst, and thank you, and also thank you for saying, fuck it, Mars, fuck it, let it go, Mars, let it go, fuck it. And I'm glad that you supported me with that too, man. Just let it go. Fuck it, man. Just let it go, and I'm glad of that too, man. At least you cared. At least you cared, man, because a lot of people just don't give a damn. But at least you took the time out of your live stream to mention me. So at least you cared. And that's all I got to say about that, man. Shit, that's all I got to say. So, yeah, man. So thank you so much and have a good day.